first stop was Ormiston Gorge. This gorge showcases the spectacular geology and landforms of the West Macdonald Ranges. There is a massive amount of information about the gorge at a visitors information centre some 500 metres from the waterhole. The gorge is renowned for its striking scenery, towering rock walls and large permanent waterhole, estimated to be up to 14 metres deep at its southern end. Of the walks available, we decided to do the Ghost Gun Loop track. As we approached the waterhole, there was a dingo fishing on the water's edge. We watched for a while, and then as more people arrived, it left for the surrounding hills. We had to walk through the edge of the waterhole to get back to the car park. Now, I'd like to know when refreshing becomes cold. Maybe someone can help me out. The dreaming story of the waterhole tells of the adventures of a group of emus who came to the waterhole from the east and the man who hunted them whilst they were there. After having lunch, we moved off to Redbank Gorge. Redbank Gorge sits at the base of Mount Sonder, the best known, most photographed, painted and loved mountain in the West Macdonalds. Just ask any Central Australian. There is a 2 kilometre, 1.5 hour return walk from the car park along the creek bed to the gorge where you can swim in the cold, deep water of the near permanent waterhole. Like Mount Sonder, Redbank Gorge is a sacred site for the Western Arrente Aboriginal people. The gorge's dreaming story is connected to Uluru, or small kangaroo, who travels through this area. Redbank is not only important to Aboriginal people, it's also an important refuge for plants and animals because of its near permanent waterhole. So after a good look around, we headed back to the car and then back to our base at Dingo. Rising in the the West Macdonald Ranges. The ancient Finke River meanders across plains and through rugged mountain ranges before soaking into the sands of the desert. This 700 kilometre creek is the backbone of the centre's largest drainage system, creating a ribbon of life through a region where rainfall is uncertain and drought is almost guaranteed. Well, we were greeted with a snappy little frost to start the morning. Yes, it was bloody cold, and the tent was like trying to fold up a pack of playing cards. After a hearty breakfast, we made our way further west, with camp expected to be somewhere on the Finke River Track. But first, a quick detour to this amazing lookout. Tyler Pass Lookout is a short, steep drive of about 200 metres and takes you to a rest area on top of the hill. This in fact is a fantastic viewpoint that allows visitors to see Norala, or Goose Bluff, a comet crater dating back around 140 million years. Leaving Tyler Pass, we continue on another 15 kilometres, winding down around the foothills of the mighty Macdonald Ranges, with the massive comet crater dominating the landscape and growing ever larger as we get closer. The 5 kilometre track which takes you inside the crater is a rough and rocky trip. It crosses creek lines with some sandy sections, and the use of a high clearance vehicle is recommended. Norala Conservation Reserve is a place of great cultural significance to the Western Arrernte Aboriginal people. The reserve is a registered sacred site, and the traditional owners welcome visitors to experience the crater, but ask that you respect the area and obey signs where access is not permitted.
Starting to doubt we will find our way back to each other when you're on the other side of the world. I'm here and I'm waiting.
After leaving the turnoff, it's 18 kilometres into the campground. The sign indicates that you should expect this trip to take around 3 hours. We must have been lucky as the road conditions were quite reasonable. However, you do cross some gravel washouts, which I'm sure become part of the Finke River after rain. The park is protected by fences and this electric grid. With this being the only permanent water for many kilometres, wild broncos and camels will desecrate the water hole and palms if allowed to access. The day's plan was to visit Palm Valley, then head deep into the Finke Track. But after visiting the palms and the walk, we decided to make this camp tonight. So pleased we did, as the ranger came down after dinner to share some history and information about the park. It was great. He even bought a couple of armloads of wood. How cool's that?
I'm not high. and I still have hope. I'm waiting every day for you.
Despite changing conditions, Central Australian red cabbage palms have survived here in the desert hundreds of kilometres from any other palms. Palm Valley is one of the very few areas in the Central Ranges where there is both permanent water and protection from raging floods.
Without you, everything stops. Without you, everything stops.
With the day fast disappearing, it was time to head back to the campground and set up camp. Wow, look at that stunning red sunset. The Finke four-wheel drive route takes you into a spectacular section of the mighty Finke River and provides a challenging drive between Finke Gorge and Wataka National Parks. The Finke River, with its permanent waterholes and wide flat bed, has been of great importance to the Aboriginal people for thousands of years, providing a travel and trade route through the region. Ernest Giles was the first European explorer to navigate this section of the Finke River in 1872. Many more explorers recognised its value as a navigation aid in their push north. After the establishment of an inland mission at Hermannsburg in 1877, Lutheran missionaries came to use the Finke as a supply route. The first white settlers established a pastoral industry around the reliable waterholes of the Finke. Today this section of the Finke River is protected within the Finke Gorge National Park. The drive amongst the Red River gums was an excellent opportunity to observe wildlife, especially the water birds of Central Australia. now we found our crossing point. So we got out and checked the depth and decided that this was as good a spot as any. Photos. Yeah. It was a bit disappointing to get here and find the gate open, given what we've been told by the ranger the night before. Whoops, we thought we had seen the worst of this track, then we came across this. Oh well, just another challenge. With no distinct track, we got out and explored our best option. You see, I had to remove the underbody guards at Glen Helen, as they were rubbing against the chassis, creating a very uncomfortable vibration. So we needed to get across here without doing any damage to the exposed components. So some careful wheel placement and guidance from Liz, we made our way across safely. Then it was a pretty straightforward trip back to the main road. We hope you're enjoying this trip. If you do, don't forget to like and subscribe. And hopefully we'll see you next time, when we get to do one of our favourite activities. Liz pushes me well and truly past my comfort zone. We take a very windy walk and watch the sun set on Uluru, just on the back of camels. Oh, poop, that should be fun.